Hope everybody is well. I'm out here hiking, walking a little bit, and I was in my kitchen and a thought came to me, just randomly popped up, and like, even in my spirit, that it stings your spirit when you're no longer of this world and you're like indulging and talking to other people about worldly conversations that don't really matter too much. And it's like, even if no arguments are happening or nothing's happening, it's just so fruitless and lifeless. This kind of makes you cringe, like and it's just interesting how certain things that, like, maybe, like, for instance, last night I was talking with my father, and we were just talking about old stories and like a little bit about the past of like people we knew, this, that, and it's just like the old jokes and stuff, and it's just like almost seems like ancient history, despite me being only 24. But it's, when you talk about gossiping and stuff like that, we weren't gossiping, but this like old jokes, and it's just like, man, it's like kind of reminds you of how far you've come and how far that you've kind of left old ways. And it's almost like, even visiting with people or company that you like, but there's nothing spiritually you could just talk about. There's nothing, like, sometimes it's like worldly dead-end conversations. They're gossiping about other people. You're just trying to, be friendly, no bad blood or anything. It's just, just one of those moments. You're like, oh, I see how it is. And it's like we're meant to be set apart from the world, be followers of Christ and being godly. We're not perfect people. No one is perfect. Only Christ was perfect. And sometimes your spirit will just, this happens to me where I'm spiritually elevated and I feel good and I'm around other people, and it's not their fault necessarily. It's just how things are in societies, how society's set up in a way where it's like someone turns on the news or someone says something, it's just like so fruitless and so draining. And it's like, how can we, it would be really cool if like more people could talk more about overcoming things and self-improvement. And people are, but like being more talking about like spirituality, life after death, because this world is like, I know this world is only temporary, and there's another one after we pass away, right? It's just so many draining conversations. It's just like, just kind of left there cringing, like, okay. Like I said, I just wish more people could talk about like Jesus Christ and spirituality and healing so they could better their lives. And I guess I'm a pretty insightful and empathetic guy, and I just really want the best for everybody around me. So when I give advice and when I help people, sometimes people they ask me and I'll help them. Other times people just don't want to be helped. They like the idea of playing a victim, and it's almost like a spiritual demon they have, because they like being that so down. It's like almost a drug-like thing to them. It's like they don't enjoy it, but they like it. It's so weird. And it's getting a little warm outside today. And a lot of times people just, there's so many, like, if you're born again and you're following Christ and you're just in the world, it's just kind of draining sometimes, kind of just like we know how things are set up to be. And it's like kind of this lazy layer, like, is there more? What's the point of this conversation? What's the point of this, you know? And it's just like you see through, you know, spiritual gifts we have of people's lives, and just you receive wisdom and you have the Holy Spirit, and it's a blessing, it's a beautiful thing. It's also like in the Bible it talks about, it's more like the more sorrow, the more wisdom you have. And that being said, it's honestly describing it, having the Holy Spirit is a beautiful thing, and I love it. I love God. But when you're set apart, the path is you will not be able to just hang out with anybody, be associated with anybody, or be of this world, because the world is Satan and the devil's kingdom. And 3 years ago when people said that, I was kind of in my conspiracy days, and I believed in God, but I wasn't so deep into this walk. But now I have like spiritual goggles, and I received more wisdom, so now I see a lot more of that, of wisdom, knowledge, and how things are playing out, prophecy, and it's just there in plain sight. I'm like, okay, I get it. Guys, I'm gonna end this video here. Love you all so much. Take care. Peace.